is God's children.
事实上，所有的人类都是神的儿女，
He is the creator of the whole world.
因为神创造了全世界。
God divided the world into nations.
神把全世界分成不同的民族，不同的国家。
The Tower of Babel,
巴别塔，
the rebellion of humanity against God's rule,
这代表人对神的反抗，
was resolved by God but dividing the world into nations.
因此，因为巴别塔，神就把全世界分成不同的国家。
What makes a nation?
什么是一个国家呢？
Language,
不同的语言，
territory,
不同的疆界，
and culture.
不同的文化。
Inside the culture, I will say the constitution, the
那在
legal
文化中
system of
间
that nation.
有不同的宪章、宪法，
That's what makes a nation.
这是使一个国家跟一个国家不
There
同
were
的
no
独特性。
nations before the Tower of Babel. Everybody was from one family, the family of Noah.
在巴别塔之前，所有的人都是这个挪亚的后代。
The nations came as a punishment to humanity
事实上，国家跟国家分开是一个这个犯罪以后的一个审判的结果，
for rejecting the rule of God,
因为人反抗了、抵制了神的统管，
wanting to be independent,
人
rule
想要-
themselves without God.
独立，想要自己管理自己。
So God divided the world.
所以神把全世界
Into
分成
nation.
不同的国家。
Immediately after chapter 11 of Genesis comes chapter 12.
那在创世纪11章以后，马上跟着就是创世纪12章。
So as soon as God divided the nations, He also found a cure for that division.
不但神把世界分成不同的国家，他要想到一个疗愈、完全治疗这个罪的结果的方法。
How do I know that the election of Abraham and his seed was a cure for the division of the nations?
神拣选亚伯拉罕和他的后裔，成为这个解决的一个方式。
Because immediately when God calls Abraham in verse 1 of chapter 12 of Genesis,
因为在创世纪12章第1节，神立刻呼召了亚伯拉罕。
in verse 3 of chapter 12 of Genesis, He gives the reason why.
那在12章的第3节，他就告诉亚伯拉罕为什么他拣选。
In you, all the nations of the world will be blessed.
他知道透过亚伯拉罕，这个全地会蒙福。
You, Abraham, and your seed will be the cure for the division that came as a result of the Tower of Babel.
神应许亚伯拉罕的后裔会成为人类反叛神这个后果的一个解决的方式跟疗愈的方法。
A couple of thousand years passed.
多少千年过去了，
In the fullness of time,
在神日子满足的时候，
God sends His Son, Yeshua,
神差遣了儿子耶稣基督来到世上，
to complete the promises that God gave to Abraham,
来完成神给亚伯拉罕的应许，
to bring the world to the knowledge of one God, creator of heavens and earth.
使世界的万民知道那独一的真神，那创世者。
And God never wanted
神从来没有想要
everybody to have the same culture and to be equal in every way, the language and the customs and everything. He never wanted that.
神从来没有想要一个完全的一样的语言，完全一个有同样的文化，完全一样的风俗习惯。神没有要这样。
Because when He chose Abraham and his seed and Israel,
当神拣选亚伯拉罕以及他的后裔的时候，
It chose Israel to be
他拣选以色列要成为
a royal priesthood.
是一个荣耀的祭司。
The priesthood is not to serve itself.
祭司并不是来服侍自己的，
The priesthood is to serve the rest of the world.
祭司是来服侍这个世界上其他的民族国家的。
We were not chosen because of the fact of being tall, blonde, blue-eyed, and athletic.
我们不被拣选，不是因为我们喜好运动，我们是蓝眼睛或者不同的头发的颜色。
If he wanted tall, blonde, blue-eyed, and athletic, he would have chosen the Swedes and the Finns and the Norwegians.
如果他要高要蓝眼睛，他可能要选北欧的国家，又会运动。
It chose us because we are a stiff-necked nation, a stubborn nation.
他拣选我们，因为我们是硬着颈项、很固执的民族。
And so he starts Romans with the gospel is the power of God unto salvation to the Jew first and also to the Greek.
所以一开始他就说，福音本是神的大能，先是犹太人，然后才是外邦人。
And then, in order to protect the Gentiles from the circumcision, from conversion to Judaism,
为了保护外邦人不受到这割礼的辖制，不受到律法的重担，
he goes 3 chapters full to defend the right of the Gentiles to be accepted in the kingdom of God by the grace of God and by faith.
所以他花了3章的篇幅，要来保护外邦人，告诉人说，因着外邦人，因着神的恩典，能够进到神的家中。
If God's salvation comes by grace
因着神的恩典，是因着恩典而来；
and by faith alone,
神的救恩是因着恩典，也因着信而来。
then why are the Jews punished by God for not keeping his commandments?
那为什么犹太人被惩罚？因为他没有守到神的戒律呢？
That's the trap that Paul put himself into.
这就是保罗用自己的论点把自己给绑住了。
Yes,
是的，
we are all saved by grace,
我们是靠着恩典得救。
the Jew and the Greek.
这个犹太人跟外邦人所希望希腊人都是一样的。
But the righteousness of God is not properly understood or displayed
但是
because God punished Israel for the lack of keeping the commandments of God and walking in his ways.
但是神的公义还没有完全被彰显，不是因为神这个责罚了犹太人，是因为他没有守他的戒律。
So now Paul has to explain
所以保罗必须要来解释
the place of Israel, the place of the Jewish nation within that scheme of salvation by grace and by faith
他必须
and
来
not by keeping commandments.
他必须来解释犹太人在救恩里的地位是因信称义，不是因为他要守律法。
So he starts the explanation
他开始解释，
by revealing his heart, the deepest pain in his heart.
所以他开始发出他心里面最深的伤痛，
The deepest pain in his heart
他心中最深刻的伤痛，
is that Israel is not yet saved.
是他自己的百姓以色列人尚未得救。
He says, I'm willing to go to hell. I'm
他说-
willing to get cursed, anathemas, cut off from Christ.
他说：“我自己被咒诅与基督分离，我都愿意。
He says that because he wants you to know that
因为
he is
他要你
not
知道。
against Israel.
他不是本身不是因为了反对以色列而反对，
He wants you to know that he is not against Torah.
他告诉你他不是反对那个五经，
He wants you to know that he is not against keeping commandments.
他也不是反对要这个遵守所有的诫命。
How do I know that?
我怎么知道呢？
Because in chapter 7, the whole chapter 7 is about this.
因为整个罗马书第7章都是关于这个。
The whole chapter 7 is dealing with the issue, and he's addressing it to those who know the law, who know the Torah,
整
to
个
the
第7
Jews.
章都是对着这个遵守律法、了解律法人写的，
And he said the Torah is good,
说这个五经这个诫命是好的，
the Torah is righteous,
是公义的，是良善的，
the commandments are good
诫命是好的，
and spiritual.
而且是属灵的。
I'm not against it.
我并没有反对它，
I just don't think that this is the measuring stick by which we measure God's righteousness.
但是这不是衡量神公义的那一把尺。
In Orthodox Judaism is the same today. The Orthodox Jews know this very well.
其实守旧派的犹太人到今天仍然知道这件事，
One of the main statements
他们的主要的一个论点
is Naval Bereshut HaTorah, that you can be an evil person and keep all the commandments.
你即使可以成为一个坏人，还是可以守住律法的。
The commandments should be an outward expression of an inward faith.
事实上，律法应该是你里面的一个行为美善，外面的一个表现。
But if you want to keep the commandments without the inward faith, it's not a problem.
事实上，你如果只是用外表而没有内心，这会成为一个问题。
You can eat kosher all your life and beat your wife.
你可以吃洁净的食物，一生都吃，可是你可以责打你的妻子；
You can eat Shabbat and abuse your children.
你可以守安息日，可是对你的小孩还是非常的不好。
Doing things is not necessarily always out of the heart, out of faith.
外面的行为不见得是你心里面真心诚意的反射。
So Paul says,
所以保罗说，
my conscience bears me witness of the Holy Spirit
所有良心，并且圣灵可以跟我做见证，
that I have a great sorrow and grief in my heart.
我有极大的伤痛在我心里。
I could wish myself being accursed, anathemized from Christ.
我甚至自己被咒诅与基督分离，我都愿意。
In other words, what he's saying in plain English,
也就是说，他直白的用英文这样说，说什么呢
you translate it to plain Chinese,
？Yes， 我直白的就翻成中文了。
is I am willing to go to hell for my brothers and sisters, my Jewish people.
我愿意为我的犹太的弟兄姐妹去到地狱，如果需要的话，
Pretty serious.
非常严肃的。
I'm not sure that I'm willing.
我不是我自愿，但是我如果需要，我愿意。
I became a believer because I didn't want to go to hell.
我成为一个信主的人，因为我不想去地狱。
I'm serious.
我很认真的。
I became a believer out of purely selfish reasons.
我成为一个信耶稣的人，因为是一个很自私的理由、惧怕的理由，因为我不想去地狱。
I don't like even hot weather,
我甚至不喜欢热的天气，更不要说地狱了。
much less hell.
我甚至热的天气都不能忍受，我怎么能忍受地狱呢？
So then Paul starts listing the inheritance that Israel has, not had, has in the present tense.
你知道他，然后保罗就开始说，到底犹太人的产业，他的承传有什么呢？
The Jews according to the flesh, he's talking about them in verse 4.
他说到这关于这个以犹太人来说，以他的肉体来又说有什么呢？
They're Israelites
那以色列人，
to whom pertains the sonship,
他有儿子的名分、
the glory,
荣耀、
the covenants,
诸约，
the giving of the Torah,
给的是五经神的言语，
the service of God,
神的这个眷顾，
the promises of God,
神的应许，
from whom are the fathers,
从父而来，
according to the flesh.
因着
Even
成
Christ
为犹太人
himself，
甚至
is
基
a
督
Jew.
都是从以色列人出来的。
and who are overall eternally blessed by God.
而且他们是被神深深所祝福的民族。
I want to stay 1 second on this phrase that Paul finishes this statement.
我要花一点时间在这一句话上面。
He says the Jews, Israelites,
犹太人、以色列
according to
人，
the flesh,
因着他们的肉体来说，
are eternally blessed by God.
是被神永永远远所祝福的。
Even in the hardest moments of our history,
即使在我们历史上最艰难的时候，仍然是被神所眷顾、所祝福的。
even in the gas chambers of Eastern Europe and Germany,
甚至在东欧里面，在那个毒气室里面，在德国那个毒气室里面，我们仍然是被神所眷
God
顾。
has never abandoned us.
神从来没有丢弃我们。
There are people that went into the Holocaust, atheists, they came out believers.
那些不信神的人，他们经过大屠杀出来以后，他们信了耶稣。
There are others that went in very religious, Orthodox Jews, came out unbelievers.
有那些本来很信神的，经过大屠杀出来就不信了。
Israel is God's eternal blessed nation, chosen people.
以色列是神永永远远蒙爱、被神祝福的国家。
The reason that God chose them is to bring the world to the knowledge of God and to salvation through His Son.
真正的原因是神要透过以色列带领全个人民、全世界去认识这位